Page 4. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving, so forth. May I become a Buddha advent for all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving, so forth. May I become a Buddha advent for all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving, and so forth. May I become a Buddha advent for all sentient beings. Sangye Joda Soge Chonam Lo Chanjo Bhardo Dani Gyabsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Chola Penjere Sangye Drupare Isho Sangye Joda Soge Chonam Lo Chanjo Bhardo Dani Gyabsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Chola Penjere Sangye Drupare Isho Sangye Joda Soge Chonam Lo Chanjo Bhardo Dani Gyabsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Chola Penjere Sangye Drupare Isho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shambatagato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vatim Mahashamanaye Swaha Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shambatagato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashraman Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shambatagato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashamanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, yesterday we were talking about the Buddha's biography, and we said that what made the Buddha very confident to speak against any form of inequalities is his discovery of the presence of Buddha nature, the hidden treasure within everyone. When we say hidden treasure, technically it is known as Buddha nature. But keep in mind that when we say Buddha nature, Buddha doesn't mean Buddhism. Don't forget it. Otherwise, the moment it says you attach this with the Buddhism, it gives you the impression that this is some form of ism. It's not ism, it's about awakening. Awakening. We all have this potential of awakening. And if it is Buddhism, then it comes only after the Buddha. If it is Buddhism, then it should happen only after Buddha. But this Buddha nature existed before the Buddha came on the planet Earth. Buddha came to planet Earth 2,500 years ago. But the Buddha nature, the Homo sapiens came 0.3 million years ago. Homo sapiens, 0.3 million years ago, which means 300,000 years ago. It's not 2,000, 300,000 years ago that the Homo sapiens came. And before that, the Neanderthal, and before that, the dinosaur. And then you go back in time. 4 billion years ago, the first unicellular organism came on planet Earth. So since that time, the unicellular, although it's unicellular, but it also had the mind. Where there's a mind which is not fully awakened, it has a hidden treasure with everyone. So the Buddha discovered He did not invent it. He did not create it. He did not invent it. He discovered it. So there is within us the seed for awakening. Seed for awakening. So the next question is, what is that like? If it's with us, next question is, what is that like? And this next question. So for this, on the Buddha nature, what is that like? They say one thing is that with the metaphor, with the examples, you should get some idea what it is like. Once you get this feeling with the example, you get a good understanding, then apply it to yourself and see if it's true. If it is true, just check it. And it will take time. It's not that easy. For example, say, for me, I started this journey before the gentleman, what's your name? Young man? Laksharaj. Laksharaj is 25 and I started like 2019. Around that time I started to learn all this in Buddha nature and so forth. And to feel that, Buddha nature is with everyone. To feel it will take time. You have to contemplate on this, you have to think about it, you can observe the people, how the different people have different skills, and somebody who once upon a time seemed to be not so good in something, suddenly becomes so good. From there you see that it will take time to feel, to see that everybody has this seed of awakening. Hidden treasure. Everybody has you have it. I have, we all have this hidden treasure. Only when you feel that, if you feel that you have to Buddha nature, then you become very confident. You become very confident that you never feel hopelessness. Otherwise, at times, we can feel ourselves a little hopeless sometimes. How many of you feel that sometimes? Hopeless? Okay. So if you feel that you have to Buddha nature, my job is nobody can fail me. Nobody can fail me. I have to Buddha nature. So this confidence will keep you moving and give you full of hope and will give you forever happy and joyful. It doesn't mean happy means every day 24/7 happy. It seems which means that you become very confident that I too have this potential. My job is to awaken it. So what is that like? The one thing that we need to know is like, for example, like water, a dirty water. Say in the summer here, summer is very hot. Anybody who spends summer here in Bodhgaya? You spent, okay. Which month?
May, June.
Carl? Which month? July.
Most hottest April, May.
Hottest April, May. Okay, so let's say April, May, June, 3 months hottest, and you are very thirsty, and somebody brought the water from the ditch. You want to drink it? You're very thirsty? No, it's very dirty. You will not drink it. Now, the same dirty water, you subject it to purification process. The same dirty water, subject to purification process like reverse osmosis and ultrafiltration. Then very clean water comes out. So this is how all the bottled water, they come out. Now you want to drink it? Yes, it's very clean. Okay, now tell me, this clean water came from where? This next question. This clean water came from where? This is the next question. And say that I've seen somebody using a golden cup, but not the glass. And I also want a golden cup. So what I do is that I remove the glass particles, expecting that the water, dirty water, remove the dirt and be very pure. the glass, remove the glass particles and make it golden cup. Is it possible? Okay, possible?
For the cup.
Yes, for this.
Golden, no.
Why not? Dirty water, remove the dirt and it becomes very clean. And remove this glass particle and it becomes golden.
The nature is,
Say it again.
the nature of it is different.
Which nature?
The nature of glass is glass, not gold, but the nature of the water is clean.
Okay. So how do you agree with Arkia? Saying that the nature of water, however dirty the water is, the true nature is very clean. Whereas with the glass, the true nature of the glass is not gold. How many agree with Arkia? Yes, perfect. Okay, Arkia is also raising her hand, saying I agree with Arkia. Okay, so this is how the politicians they put the word, put themselves. Okay. So, what Arkia said is said by the great Indian master Acharya Dharma Kirti. We have to know this name, Acharya Dharma Kirti. Later on, if you want to do the Narada courses or other courses, you see that this name will come very often. This is an incredibly brilliant psychologist, philosopher, and logician. Acharya Dharma Kirti. So what is said is that so first let me relate this to the mind. So the mind, however defined the mind is not like this glass or the brass cup, but it's like the dirty water. However dirty the water is, the true nature of water is so clean. How do you know that? Remove the dirt and the pure water comes out. But the question is, this pure water, it came from where? Water, where we got, the source is very dirty. So how come that pure water came out of this? Where the pure water come from? From where did it come? Anyone?
It comes from the process.
From the process, purification. From the purification process. But they say the brass, however you purify, it cannot become gold. How come that the water, how the pure water should be somewhere? Where was it? Yes, Dr. Mona Lisa.
The innate nature of water is pure.
The true nature of water is pure. It is there. It is in a dormant state. It is in a dormant state. The pure water is there in the dirty water, but it is not in a manifest form. It is in a dormant state. And how do we know that? Remove the dirt, and what is dormant will become manifest. You agree? So this is exactly what a mind is. However defined a mind is. Remove the dirt and the purity manifests. Remove the ignorance, wisdom manifests. Remove the selfishness, compassion manifests. So, with this we see that our true nature of mind is very much like our mind is like the dirty water, the true nature of which is so pure. So, that purity of your mind, which is presently in a dormant state, that is known as Buddha nature. That's known as Buddha nature. Buddha, it doesn't mean Buddhism, it is the awakening. It is the nature to awaken. It is nature to awaken. So this is a hidden treasure. And so, tell me, those people who crave for power, why do they want power? What do you think? What makes them crave for power? Anyone? Just speak.
To feel better than others.
To feel better than others. What do you think? Why do they need to feel better than others?
I think that will make them happy.
So that they think that this makes them happy. One is happiness, you getting it? And real happiness is not the power, it's inside. The power, illusionally, it is like illusion, creating an illusion in that person that if I get a power, I'll be happy. So the real power is like the button, like the hand, finger, pressing the button, and the real happiness comes from inside, it's not outside. But when in the absence of the power, your miseries increase, happiness shuts down, which means that you're relying on the external factors for your happiness. Of course, what is said is when we're weak, we have to depend on external factors. But as we grow stronger and stronger, then the wise people will look for the source directly rather than go through indirect ways. So the point is that the money is for happiness, power is for happiness, good health is for happiness. So whatever we are seeking outside is meant for inside happiness. So wise people, and this happiness is not coming from outside. Outside they serve as a trigger, and what is actually triggered is from inside. So that inside treasure is known as the hidden treasure. But many people, they don't realize it. They think the cheesecake, happiness comes from the cheesecake. How many feel that? Let us be very honest. When you eat the cheesecake, you think that the happiness comes from the cheesecake. So this is where you feel to identify the inner treasure. You think it's coming from the external. If it really comes from the outside, then the 10 piece, 20 piece should give the same joy. But it's not giving joy. Now the misery says you're puking, which means that this is not the real happiness. So where is this happiness coming from? It's not from the cheesecake, something from inside, which is you don't see that. So therefore it is hidden. It's known as hidden treasure. This is the most precious treasure. Saying what will really make you fulfill fully. Yesterday we talked about, I think it was Abhinasha said contentment, and here satisfying. And the gentleman, Peter, who said, Peter, who said, enough is enough, right? So when you really feel, truly feel enough, right? Now that is the ultimate enough, not just enough, ultimate enough. Finally, now this is enough. Contentment, fulfillment, that comes only when the inside treasure manifests. So, what is that inside treasure? But when you look at it, you see your mind. In your mind, you don't see that. You have to train to see your mind. If you don't train, you will not even see your mind. You only see the physical body. You open this, you will see the heart, lungs, and ribs, and so forth. You don't even see the mind. To see the mind, you should be trained. Once you see the mind, still you don't see this treasure. So therefore it is known as hidden treasure. Okay, so now what happened was that the Buddha discovered that, and he became so strong against any form of injustices, because he sees the presence of this hidden treasure present in everyone, male, female, high, low, educated, young, old, everybody has this. So that made the Buddha extremely strong to stand against any form of injustices. Okay, so with this, then as per the biography that we studied, we talked about that he discovered that Buddha nature present in all of us. What's it like? It's like the dirty water where the true nature is so pure. So which Agya said, and what Agya said is exactly indicated by Acharya Dharma Kirti. Acharya Dharma Kirti, whose name I mentioned. And Acharya Dharma Kirti, you must remember this author, this master, and his text, Pramana Vartika. You must know this text, and later on, we have to study this. If you study this text well, then you will know the Buddha's teachings from the bottom and that too rationally. That too rationally, not just on a belief system, okay, you have to, this is how it works, then you believe in it. No, rationally you become confident. For example, the concept of Four Noble Truths, the concept of Nirvana, concept of Buddhahood, the concept of the Eightfold Noble Paths, all these you get a deep, deep, deep conviction, confidence in yourself, not just, okay, a teacher said it, then it must be true, this is how I learned, and somebody asks you more questions, you don't have any explanation. So this is not how it works. Acharya Dharmakirti is a logician, psychologist, philosopher, so he explained in depth with reasons. So all these what you find being practiced in Theravada Buddhism, in Chinese Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, all these you find them contained in this text with deeper logical explanations. Okay, for example, like in fact, saying in Theravada tradition, there's one great master. His text is Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. Buddhagosha. This is a brilliant text. We have to study this. Don't just say following the Tibetan Buddhism. Don't just stay in Tibetan Buddhism. Be open. Learn the brilliant texts composed by other masters also. Buddhagosha text is amazing. The path of purification. Path of purification, Visuddhimagga. It's amazing. I read it once. It's amazing. Okay, so Acharya Dharmakirti, what he said is that in Tibetan, Simgirangshi, I'm now saying what Agya said by Acharya Dharmakirti. In Tibetan, Simgirangshi Yoselva, Timanamni Lobruva. In English, the true nature of your mind is clear light. True nature of your mind is clear light. Mental defilements are adventitious. Let me repeat it. The true nature of your mind is clear light. Clear light. The mental defilements are adventitious. True nature of mind is clear light. The mental defilements are adventitious. Okay. So, which means that, like the water, dirty water, to true nature is so pure. Okay, how many of you have seen really, 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 really pure water, where you see it and it gives you a very pleasant feeling, very soothing feeling? Reasons? How many of you have seen that? Okay. Gabor, where did you see that?
I saw it in a vase that was not moved or not disturbed for a very long time.
A vase, extremely clean vase, very clean vase, and the water contained it is so pure, clean, and it's not disturbed, so that just seeing this water, a very pleasant feeling comes. Yes. In fact, to me, it happened 2 times. One in the mountain, Snow Mountain. I see just one pot, there was the snows didn't melt, and the water, there was a small collection of water. The water was crystal clear. I was just fascinated, mesmerized by this. Amazing. And one time, I also noticed that in Delhi usually is very unconventional. But I saw that in Delhi. In my shower room, they say one morning I went into shower and I saw the bucket there. In that bucket, the water is crystal clear. Wow, it's amazing. In Delhi. Is it Delhi, right? It's amazing. Amazing. So, guess what? How this water, extreme crystal clear water came in Delhi? How come? Anyone guess? Hey, yes, they gave Amitabh.
Bucket water, your shower room, settled overnight, and 8 in the morning, dirt had settled down in the water.
No. So, otherwise, every day I should be able to see that. I saw it only 2 times. All these 15, 16 years, I only see 2 times. 16 years into 365. Right? I never said like this number. Anyone guess? Guess? No guess. Oh, my dear. My dear, saying maybe your eyes are clear. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you the secret of that. My tap, there was the leakage happening with the tap. It's just tipping, tick, 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 tick. Now you got idea, Varma? What's the idea?
Because it's closed, they take all the particulars.
Yes. So the tap serves as a sieve. It serves as a sieve, and all the dirt is held back because it's not like gushing, which means not everything's going there. It's blocked, but because of pressure, the water squeeze in, and then but the squeezing means the grosser particles will be held back. Only the fine ones will go in. What is a fine one? Water molecules will go. Others will all be held back. So the very clean water, I was amazed. Okay, so that served as a sieve. So the purity cannot. So our mind, when all the dirt were removed, then the pure mind manifests. This is known as the true nature of the mind is clear light. The metal defilements or metal stains are adventitious. Adventitious meaning they're removable. They can be removed. Okay. So with this in mind, then if this is the case, what should we be doing then? Our job is what? If this is information that we got thus far, my mind is, the true nature of my mind is pure. And the defilements are adventitious. Then what would you be thinking of next? Anyone? What do you be thinking of next? Yes, Aditi? Identify these defilements and remove them. So once you remove them, then the true treasure inside manifests. You getting it? So this treasure, in fact, in one text by Arimathea, the future Buddha, Arimathea, in his text known as Uttara Tantra, or sublime continuum. So there, Arimathea gave 9 examples of this Buddha nature. Okay, to share one example with you is like, say that each one of us, we are like a beggar. And we are in a small, simple hut, and underneath your ground floor, there's a huge, massive treasure. As long as we don't discover that treasure, we're a beggar. We remain poor. The moment we discover that, we are no more beggar. Perhaps you may be the biggest, richest person in your country. You agree? So, it's a matter of whether you discover the treasure or not. If you discover the treasure, you're not a beggar anymore. So likewise, we all have this treasure. Because that is not yet discovered, this is known as hidden treasure. So our job is identify the defilements which obscure this treasure. Once you identify them, then see how to remove them. Okay. So, who on this planet Earth, who discovered this? Who discovered this for the first time? The Buddha discovered. So, his job, out of compassion, he left the palace to discover that. Finally, he discovered that. He succeeded in discovering that, and his job is to share this wisdom with others. But if you go to the Mahabodhi temple where the Buddha became enlightened, under the Bodhi tree, and you go around, you will see the labels We said the Buddha sat here for 1 week after enlightenment, Buddha sat here for another week, enlightenment. In other words, Buddha spent 49 days without giving any teaching, without sharing any wisdom. Buddha remained for 49 days. So, in other words, if the Buddha shared the wisdom for these 49 days, many people would have been benefited. But the Buddha did not share the wisdom 49 days. Then Indra and Brahma, the kings of God and goddesses, they have the clairvoyance to know things far away in time and space. Then with the clairvoyance, they come to know that on the planet Earth, Prince Siddhartha attained Buddhahood. Prince Siddhartha attained full awakening. And he has the capacity to save the world, but he's not sharing the wisdom. So two of them, Indra and Brahma, they descended. And earlier, when I was like Lakshraja, okay, so when I was the age of Lakshraja, these are some mythical stories. This was what I used to think. Now, with age, plus now easy access to the Google, with all the information, these things can be so real, how things manifest in different forms beyond our imagination. It's just unimaginable. So, what happened was that these two kings of God and goddesses, they sensed through the clairvoyance, they sensed that Prince Siddhartha attained Buddhahood and still not giving teachings. And they were concerned that Prince Siddhartha must start sharing his wisdom with others. So they descended. They descended here, Bodhgaya. And they went to the Buddha under the Bodhi tree, went to the Buddha, prostrated, and requested. Indra offered a conch to the Buddha, conch, shank. Indra offered conch to the Buddha, requesting, Buddha, please don't remain silent. Please turn the wheel of, please blow the conch, metaphorically, blow the conch of the Dharma and spread this wisdom to all the beings. And Brahma, he offered a wheel to the Buddha, indicating that please turn the wheel of Dharma so that the beings will be freed from the darkness of ignorance and will attain the freedom. And then the Buddha uttered one verse, substituted in Tibetan, substituted Dumache, Tuzita Vishukunye, Sulatenya Kor Minimanagunax Nebercha. In English, profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, and clear light. Such as nectar of Dharma is what I've discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I'll return to woods. This is what the Buddha said. Then in other words, the Buddha said that, I don't see anybody who can understand the reality, the wisdom that I've found. And so therefore there's no point. Instead, I'll be more happy to stay in isolation in my present practice in the wilderness. Then Indra Brahma made no more requests, please don't remain silent, please turn the wheel of Dharma. Finally, the Buddha accepted and headed towards Varanasi, and then the teaching started, sharing the wisdom started. Okay, so sharing the wisdom in technical sense, in the Buddhist context, you will find the label Dharma Chakra, wheel of Dharma, Dharma Chakra, wheel of Dharma, turning the wheel of Dharma. So, broadly speaking, we see that all the Buddha's teachings can be subsumed under the wheels of the Dharma. Subsumed under three wheels of Dharma. So, the first wheel of Dharma, second wheel of Dharma, and the third wheel of Dharma. You have to know each one. To know these three, we need to know again three things under each of these three captions. The one, the place where the teaching was done. Number two, the target audience. Number 3, the subject matter. What is taught? Let me say, what are the 3 things? Number 1, the place where the teaching was done. Number 2, the target audience. Number 3, subject matter, what was taught. Number 3. Okay, we need to know these 3 things under the headings of 3 turnings to Buddhist Dharma. The first was done in Varanasi. From Bodhgaya, Buddha went to Varanasi. The place is Varanasi. And and number 2, target audience. To know the target audience, we need to know what is known as the 4 Buddhist philosophical schools. Let me repeat it. To know the target audience, we need to know the 4 Buddhist philosophical schools. Okay, we have to know this, and don't feel that, okay, there are too many terminologies that you have to remember. It's not too many. Learn these things, and this will come repeatedly. If you learn these things, okay, this was my experience. When I was in school, maybe age 14, 15, my English teacher, my English notebook, my teacher would make so many corrections in my book, and I felt so demoralized, hopeless. My English is hopeless. Because, say, in 20 pages, say, 1 page, 6 corrections. 6 into 20 is? 6 into 20 is? 120. 120 corrections. Oh, my hopeless. So later what I discovered was that it's not actually 120. 1 page, how many mistakes? 6 mistakes. So these 6 mistakes repeat. So these 6 mistakes repeat 20 times, it becomes 120. Actually it's not 120. It's only 6. And later I put effort to fix the first 6, and later I sent it to my teacher, came back, it's very clean. I just corrected only 6 and 120 fixed. You're getting it? So this is where we learn these technical terms, the 4 Buddhist technical schools. We learn this for all, and then throughout the next 10 days, you see that these are coming over and over again. And you say 4 into 10 days, 4 into 10 days minimum. How many? 40 times. Minimum 40 times. 40 times you feel that I know 40 things. Actually you know 10. No, only actually you know 4. You're getting it? But you feel that I know 40 things. You're getting it? This is joy that you get. Okay. So don't feel demoralized. Just learn these 4 things, and this will come repeatedly. You get a feeling that, okay, I'm happy. Otherwise, if you don't know the 4, you think that I don't know 40 things. That's not true. You only don't know 4 things. You getting it? Okay. So with this, the 4 schools. Number 1, by Bodhichitta. And then today here, particularly newcomers, you are very lucky to have many seniors. Seniors, they already study this. Perhaps they're feeling bored to hear this over and over again. You're getting it, the seniors. Okay. The first by Bodhichitta. V-A-I-B-H-A by Bodhichitta. Number 2, Sautrantika, S-A-U-T-R-A-N-T-I-K-A, Sautrantika, number 2. Number 3, Chittamatra, C-H-I-T-T-A-M-A-T-R-A, Chittamatra, C-H-I-T-T-A-M-A-T-R-A, Chittamatra. And number 4, Madhyamaka, M-A-D-H-Y-A-M-A-K-A, M-A again, M-A-D-H Y-A-M-A-K-A, Madhyamaka. Within the Madhyamaka, there are two. Within the Madhyamaka, there are two. The first one is Prasangika, P-R-A. Okay, these are not my language. This is Sanskrit, it's not my language. But I learned it. And you can learn it too. Why not? Okay, Prasangika, P-R-A-S-A-N-G-I-K-A. Again, P-R-A-S-A-N-G-I-K-A. Prasangika. And the next one, finally, Sava Tantrika. Of the four, the second one is Sautrantika. Now is Sava Tantrika. S-V-A-S-V-A-T-A-N-T-R-I-K-A. Again, S-V-A-T-A-N-T-R-I-K-A. Savatantrika. Okay, good. Okay, what is the first one? Vaibhashika, number 2. Sautrantika, number 3. Chittamatra, number 4. Number 4, Madhyamaka. Within Madhyamaka, there are 2. Prasangika and Savatantrika Madhyamaka. Madhyamaka you just add to both. Prasangika Madhyamaka, Savatantrika Madhyamaka. Good. Okay. So with this, the first turning wheel of Dharma happened. The place is Varanasi, and the target audience is the first two. And make sure that the order of these 4 schools, maintain the order. Don't alternate what do I call it? The sequence should not be unaltered. Make sure that the sequence is maintained. Because why the sequence is important is that from Vaibhashika go up, it becomes progressively subtler, progressively more profound. Progressively more profound as you go from Vaibhashika to Madhyamaka. Okay, so for the first, the eternal will of Dharma in Varanasi, the target audience is the first 2. What are the first 2? Vaibhashika and Sautrantika. So these are the 2 target audience. Then number 2, what is number 3? Subject matter. What was taught? Okay, what was taught in the first turning? The Buddha taught the 4 noble truths. 4 noble truths. 4 noble truths. Okay, 4 noble truths. And that too, okay, first you write the first subject matter, 4 noble truths. And additionally you write that the 4 noble truths exist truly. 4 noble truths plus that 4 noble truths exist truly. Okay, this is something which we'll learn as a technical part when we go to the number 2 and number 3. Okay, first turning with Dharma, the place is Varanasi, target audience, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, and the subject matter, 4 noble truths, and that the 4 noble truths exist truly. Very good. Okay, second turning with Dharma. Second turning with Dharma, the place is where we're going to go on 12th. We're going to visit. This is Rajgir. Rajgir, R-A-J-I-R. Rajgir. R-A-J, what is that? R-A-J-G-I-R. Rajgir. The place is Rajgir. And what's next? The target audience. Guess who's the target audience? Chittamatra. Okay, no, it is not. Don't guess. Sometimes our guess can be horrible. So it's a horrible the guess. It's not Chittamatra, it's the fourth one. Who's the fourth one? Madhyamaka. Saying the Tagore audience is Madhyamaka, not Chittamatra. Tagore audience is Madhyamaka. And you'll know the reason. The place is Rajgir, Tagore audience is Madhyamaka, and what is next? Subject matter. What was taught? The Buddha taught that, subject matter is known as the subject matter is known as emptiness of self-characteristics. Emptiness of self-characteristics. Emptiness of self-characteristics. In other words, the Buddha taught nothing exists with self-characteristics, or nothing truly exists. Nothing truly exists. Technically speaking, if somebody asks you what is the subject matter of the second terminal of Dharma, you can say emptiness of self-characteristics. This is technical side, but in a easy way, we can say that nothing exists truly. That everything is empty of true existence. Okay, and who is what is that? What is next? What is next? Okay, the third turning wheel of Dharma. Third turning wheel of Dharma, the place, Vaishali, V-A-I-S-H-A-L-I, Vaishali. And we're not going to go there. I went there many years ago, and anybody interested, you can go there after retreat. Vaishali, it will be good to visit those places. These are the places blessed by the Buddha, where these precious teachings happen. Tripansi, Vaishali. And what's next? Third audience. Now who's left? Chittamatra left, right? Okay. So why Chittamatra comes last? This is the question. Okay, Chittamatra. And what is next? Subject matter, third terminal of Dharma. Subject matter is known as technically speaking, it is known as the teaching on distinguishing the thorough distinguishing, the teaching on thorough distinguishing of the natures, thorough distinguishing of the natures. Okay, I'll explain what it is. Okay, first terminal is Dharma. What is subject matter? First terminal is Dharma was subject matter. Four Noble Truths, and that Four Noble Truths exist truly. You getting it? Okay, so when the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths and Four Noble Truths to be existing truly, and who are the Tagore audience? Bhashika and Sautrandila. Two of them were very happy, they left. They were very happy, they learned something, they left. Then in Rajgir, the Buddha taught the emptiness of self-characteristics, which means nothing exists truly. In first term, Buddha said, yes, Four Noble Truths exist truly. Second term, Buddha said, nothing exists truly. And Madhyamaka, the fourth one is so happy, they left. Now who's left? Poor Chittamatra is left. They were confused. Why? Some were very happy with Four Noble Truths exist truly, they left. And some, when the Buddha was nothing exists truly, they left so happy, but in reality there's confusion. In first time the Buddha taught Four Noble Truths exist truly, something exists truly. Second time the Buddha taught nothing exists truly, so there's a confusion, there's a contradiction there. So what happened was that in Vaishali, third turning, in Vaishali, Bodhisattva Pramad Samudgata. Okay, third turn is quite interesting, it's quite unique, in ways that the Buddha presided over the gathering, of the huge gathering, and there were many bodhisattvas also, along with the monks, nuns, lay devotees. There were also many bodhisattvas. Among the bodhisattvas, the very high-level bodhisattvas of the year. For example, government services, high-level government services of the year. Okay, the Shalinda, tell me, what are the highest level government service in India? Let's say labels like IAS. AIS, IAS. IAS. What is the IAS full form?
Indian Administrative Services.
Indian Administrative Services. So that is the highest level. So from there, then people will be selected, chief secretary and so forth. Okay. So Indian government services, there are so many, and there are so many levels also. Shobit, you know that? Are you sitting for IAS exam?
I don't see it, but I know how hard it is. I know it's very hard.
Okay. No, this is not my question. My question is, did you try?
No, I
You give up?
didn't try.
Okay. Why? Scared?
Not interested.
That's not answer. Very good. Okay. I thought you were scared. It's hard exam.
If I was interested, I'd be scared.
Good. Okay, thank you. So, bodhisattvas, like the Indian government service or anywhere, Burma, France, Spain also they have government exams? Yes. At various levels? Yes. France? This is Gandula. Yes, you? From Spain. Various levels are there. Okay, how many of you that in your countries, in your respective countries, there are these government service exams? Presents? How many know that? Yes. Or how many don't know that? Ignorance is bliss. Okay, you don't know. Okay, you only know about the nature of the mind.
I don't know about that.
Okay, good. So, just as for these various services, there are various levels. Likewise, the bodhisattvas, there are various levels. It's not that we talk about Buddhists and bodhisattvas, and so all bodhisattvas, they are like same. No. Bodhisattvas, they have different levels. What are the different levels? If we get time, we'll also cover that in the retreat. So bodhisattvas, the highest level is known as 10th ground bodhisattvas. Highest level is known as 10th ground bodhisattvas. There are 10 grounds. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of the 10 one. Then from the 10 one, then you become Buddha. After 10, then you become Buddha. Okay, so 10 ground bodhisattvas, there are many of the 10 ground bodhisattvas there. Of the 10 ground bodhisattvas, out of them, 10 of them asked 10 different questions to the Buddha in Vaishali. Out of these many bodhisattvas, 10 of them, on the 10th level, 10 ground bodhisattvas, each one of them asked one question to the Buddha. One question each to the Buddha. So which means 10 questions. Of the 10, they are all very interesting. All these are recorded. All this is recorded, what the question asked, what the response Buddha gave, all are recorded. And one of the bodhisattvas is Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata. Pramat Samudgata. P-R-A-M-A-T-H, Pramat Samudgata. S-A-M-U-D-H-G-A-T-H-A. Pramat Samudgata. Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata. So Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata, he stood up and again made prostrations to the Buddha and asked the Buddha. Then Bodhisattva Pramat Samudgata, he stood up, on behalf of, he does not have any confusion, but he stood up on behalf of the Chittamatra, who were confused. On behalf of Chittamatra, Bodhisattva Paramatsamudgaya stood up and made prostration to Buddha and then raised a question that the Tathagata Buddha, during the first Temple of Dharma in Varanasi, the Buddha taught that Four Noble Truths exist truly. Second Temple of Dharma, Buddha taught, in Rajgir, Buddha taught, nothing exists truly. If these two teachings are to be accepted, then these two are contradictory. Because in the first Temple of Dharma, Buddha taught something exists truly. And second Temple of Dharma, Buddha taught nothing exists truly. These two are contradictory. If these two teachings are to be kept, to be accepted at face value, then there's a contradiction there. And there's also, and the teacher, the Tathagata, the Buddha, you are omniscient, you know everything. There should be no confusion in you. There must be a reason why you taught these two contradictory teachings. And the Buddha accepted, Buddha agreed. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. And then the Buddha made the explanation or clarification. The clarification the Buddha gave in response to the question asked by Bodhisattva Paramatsamudgaya became the basic tenet system of Chittamatra. In other words, Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, they're very happy. They're very happy when? Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, they're very happy when? First Temple of Dharma. And Madhyamika, very happy when? The second Temple of Dharma. Then Chittamatra left. So they were confused. So Bodhisattva Paramatsamudgaya, on behalf of Chittamatra, raised question to the Buddha, and Chittamatra, they were very happy. They're very happy. So now we have to know what is the clarification the Buddha gave. What clarification the Buddha gave to the question raised by Bodhisattva Paramatsamudgaya related to the first two tenets of Dharma. So that came to be known as the third turning of Dharma in association with the first two turnings, because this is not the complete third turning of Dharma. Third turning of Dharma constituted of all the Buddhist clarification to the 10 different questions. 10 different questions. And this forms only one. So this is the third turning of Dharma in the context or associated with the first two turnings of Dharma. Okay, so what clarification the Buddha gave? How many want to know that? Raise hands. If you don't want to know that, then we'll skip, we'll jump to the next topic. How many want to know that? Okay, good. For the clarification, we need to have background information. And the background information that we need to have is that, okay, now it's going to be a little technical, but don't be too scared. Shobit, don't be too scared. Yes. So just pay attention and you'll get it. But if you don't pay it, thus far it's more like storytelling. Now it's not storytelling, this can be a little technical. Okay. So just see if you agree with me. But if you don't agree, you just raise hand. You getting it? If you don't agree or if you don't follow what I'm saying, then all we're going to say will not be of any benefit for us. So let's say that anything that comes to your mind, anything, you can think of anything, wildest of the things you can think of, anything that comes to your mind, do you agree with me that they should necessarily fall under two groups? Whatever you think, they should necessarily fall under two groups. One is existence and what is non-existent. You agree? Anything that comes to mind, either it should be existent or it should be non-existent. You agree? Raise hands if you agree. Listen, good. Maya, you agree? Huh? No? Yes. Yes, good. Okay. Now, just keep in mind those things which I don't classify any further. Remember those points which I don't classify. I'm mentally doing the classification. You also, you want to make note, you make note. Or you want to do it mentally, you do it mentally. But better to keep a note. You getting it? Keep a note. Okay, so they say, what I said is anything that comes to your mind falls under two categories. What are they? Existence and non-existence. Okay, now non-existence I'm not going to classify any further. Remember those points which I don't classify. You're getting it? Any further. Existence I'm going to classify further. Whatever exists should necessarily again fall under two categories. Permanent and impermanent. You agree? Whatever exists should either be permanent or impermanent. You agree? If you agree, raise hands. Laksharaj, you agree? Good. Okay. Now, permanent phenomena, again, I will classify into two. Permanent phenomena, I'm going to classify into two. And then I'll stop there. Permanent phenomena, I classify into two. One is ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Ultimate reality and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. So these two come under the permanent phenomena. Do you agree? It may be a little technical. How is ultimate reality permanent? What is ultimate reality? All these questions will come, don't worry. So that we will do later. Okay, for time being, this is the classification. Now tell me, what are the things that I did not classify any further? Your name? Parimita. Parimita. Okay, Parimita, tell me, what are the things which are not classified? Any further? Non-existence? Okay, anyone? Okay, no. Shobit, you remember?
The one we didn't classify.
What the yes? Non-existence?
Impermanence.
Impermanence? That's it. Two. Okay, yeah, Maya. Okay, full A, full beginning from the beginning. What are they? Non-existent?
And then he said impermanent.
Impermanent?
Ultimate reality.
Ultimate reality?
Impermanent phenomena other than ultimate reality.
Wow, this is amazing. Complete. Okay, 4. Are you getting it? Show it. There are 4, not 2. If you don't get 4, you cannot sit for IAS exam. Right? So I agree with you. Okay, so therefore, what are the 4? Non-existent, impermanent, ultimate reality, permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Okay, we have to have these on fingertips. If we don't have these on fingertips, we cannot go for the break. No break. Okay, one by one. What are the 4? Tell me, quick. Non-existent. Impermanent phenomena. Ultimate reality. Permanent phenomena, ultimate reality. Okay, now one by one. Ready? Without looking at your notes. Ready? Okay, what? Non-existent. Impermanent phenomena. Ultimate reality. Permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. Very good. These 4. Okay. Now, on one side, on your right side, you could think of the list of the 4. List of 4 which you have in your mind now. Now on the left side, there's a list of 3. List of 3 which the Buddha taught. List of 3. The list of 3 are known as the 3 natures. List of 3, they are collectively known as 3 natures. What are the 3 natures? Number 1, imputed nature. Number 1, imputed nature. Imputed nature. Number 2, other-powered nature. Other-powered nature. Other-powered nature / dependent nature. These two are same. It's a matter of English translation. Number 2, other-powered nature / dependent nature. And then finally, thoroughly established nature. Thoroughly established nature. Okay, what are the three natures? Number one, impurity nature. Number two, other power nature. Number three, thoroughly established nature. Okay, can we say this without looking at the notes? One, impurity nature, other power nature, thoroughly established nature. Once more, impurity nature, other power nature, thoroughly established nature. Very good. Okay, now our job is match the two lists. Match the two lists. Match the list of the four with the list of three. You have to match the two. Okay. From the list of four, what's the first? Non-existence. What is the second? Impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena from the list of four, and other power nature from the. Okay, first let me explain. Explain the list of four. You understood it. List of four, you just vaguely understood it. List of three, let me just quickly explain. What's the first in the list of three? Impurity nature. What is second? Other power nature. Okay, what is other power nature? Other power nature are those things which come into existence by the power of other causes and conditions. Let me repeat it. Other power nature is a phenomenon which comes into being by the power of other causes and conditions. All impermanent phenomena fall under this category. In other words, impermanent phenomena and other power nature, impermanent from the list of four, other power nature from the list of three, these two are synonymous. Impermanent from the list of four and other power nature from the list of three, these two are synonymous. You getting it? Okay. So from the list of four, impermanent phenomena already done. We removed the impermanent phenomena. From the list of three, other power nature done. Okay. Now from the list of four, what is left? How many things are left from the list of four? Three. Non-existence is left. Ultimate reality is left. Permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality is left. Okay. From there, I will pick up the ultimate reality. From the list of four, pick up the ultimate reality from the list of four, and from the list of three, thoroughly, number three, what's number three? Thoroughly established nature. From the list of four, ultimate reality, and from the list of three, thoroughly established nature, these two are synonymous. These two are synonymous, which means, now from the list of four, how many things are left? Non-existence and permanent phenomena other than ultimate. Only two are left now. From the list of three, how many left? Two left. One, what is that? Impurity nature. So now it's easy. It's easy. So these two go anywhere. The non-existence and permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality, these two go anywhere. Impurity nature, this by default. You know that. So these two fall under this. Okay. Now, let me quickly explain. They say, what is other power nature? Already explained. What is impurity nature? What is thoroughly established nature? Okay. Let's say thoroughly established nature. Thoroughly established nature and what is synonymous? Ultimate reality. These two are synonymous. Thoroughly established nature means a nature which is so thorough and absolute, ultimate. So it has a connotation of ultimate reality. Thoroughly established nature and ultimate reality is the same. Now, impurity nature. What does it mean by impurity nature? Say, for example, let's say that, okay, let's say that, okay, Akia. What's the meaning of Akia?
What's the meaning of Akira? I don't know.
You don't know. Parimita. What's the meaning?
Meaning is friends for others.
Friend's father.
Paramita, yes.
Okay, friend's father. Okay, are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. What is Lakshraj? What's the meaning?
It is made up of the two words, Paramita. Lita means transfer others.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, Laksh.
Lakshya means target or goal. Raj usually means to rule or
King.
the king.
Okay, the targeted king. Okay, so we have a king here. Are you king?
No.
You're not a king. So, but you're Raj. Raj is king.
The whole thing means the king of the Kakata, one who achieves the goal.
Are you king or not? This is my question.
Me personally, no.
You're not. Why you called king?
It's like the lineage thing over.
So you lineage from the king.
Yeah, in a way.
How in a way?
My great grandfathers were, then the democracy came.
Okay, so before that you're from the king's lineage.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
All of us, or just you?
I'm no.
Okay, that's true. I don't know others, but I'm yes. Okay, Maitri. Maitri is fine, but it's Sadvisha. What's the meaning?
24th constellation.
A constellation.
Apparently, yes.
Are you? A constellation. No, you're not a human being.
Wikipedia page, Geshe-la.
No, are you a non-human being?
No, as in I am a guru.
Are you constellation or not? You're not. Why are you called constellation?
I'm named after.
Look, what did he say? I'm named after. You're getting it? I'm named after. So, Shobit. What's the meaning of Shobit? Decorative one. Okay. Are you decorative one? Yes. To some extent, yes. I know you will say yes. Okay. Nivita. What's the meaning of Nivita?
I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure.
It's some necklace that Lord Brahma wears.
A necklace. Are you necklace? You're a human being. You're not necklace. So why you called necklace? Just labeled. Okay, look. Imputed nature. Just labeled. Just given the name. It may not mean anything. Right? It's just labeled there. Same. From the object, it doesn't mean anything. From the subject, it's labeled. So imputed. Imputed by the subject does not necessarily resonate with the reality. You getting it? It's just what you call is a ceremonial position. Right? Or what is that? Or the honorary doctorate. What is the honorary doctorate and the difference between the honorary doctorate and the real doctorate? What's the difference? Okay, by the way, is there any doctorates here? Any PhD? Okay, so what is the difference between honorary PhD and the PhD? Yes, Isidora?
For PhD, you need to study, earn that diploma and exams. When for honorary, with some maybe contribution to that field or something like that.
Okay, wonderful. So honorary is where you don't put any substantially, you don't do anything, but somebody, university, from the subject, and or the degree is honored to you, honored upon you, given to you. Likewise, Nivita, necklace. She's not a necklace, but she's given a label, Nivita, imputed. Imputation, this is a very important concept we have to learn. We learn this concept, and then they say, Okay, we learn this concept. So that concept, you get it, it will stop the tears of samsara. This concept. What concept? Imputation. Imputed nature. Chittamatra says imputed nature is only one part, not full. But Prasangika will say full, everything is imputed. The moment you realize that everything is imputed just coming from your mind, all your tears stop. And if you go deeper, your Buddha nature will manifest fully. Okay, good. So, under imputed nature, now if this is imputed, well, it doesn't resonate with the reality, but name is given. If this is what is imputed, then under imputed nature, how many things are there? Under imputed nature, how many things are there? From the list of 4. 2, what are they? Non-existence. Oh, do you agree with me? Non-existence, they don't exist at all. But your mind can subjectively think, impute. Your mind can impute, but it may not be there from the object. It's non-existence, it's imputed. You agree? It makes some sense? May not make full sense, it doesn't matter. For time being, it makes some sense? Yes, what is next? Permanent phenomena other than the ultimate reality. That is the little tricky part. The newcomers, you are very lucky to have many seniors. You have to bother these seniors. You have to bother them with the question, what is a permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality? And then they give you some examples, but you have to ask them how are they permanent. You're getting it? Hey, your job is to bother the seniors. You're getting it? Okay, raise hands those who are doing Nalanda studies. Those who are doing Nalanda studies. Okay, those of us who are new, identify these people. Okay, half hand, not full. They're hiding. Okay, full hand up, full hands up. Okay, full hands up. Identify those people and bother them in your group discussion. Okay. Tell me your name again. Gagan, yes, Gagan, sky. Yes. Okay. So Gagan is doing N Nalanda?
No, I misunderstood. I thought you said that those who are new to it. So that
Okay, so now Gagan is acting smart. He's scared that people bother him. Okay, thank you, Gagan. Okay, now you have to ask this question. What is permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality? You getting it? Okay, ultimate reality, our job is to study that. What is ultimate reality? So meanwhile, I also mentioned about permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. What is permanent phenomena in the first place? What is permanent phenomena? And then the others will give you some answers. Don't just feel happy. Don't feel intimidated. You getting it? You ask them how. Okay. What is permanent phenomena? Very quick. Anyone? Shalini. What is permanent phenomena? What example do you have? Skyflower. Oh, which means is a senior, so too senior. When they become too senior, they forget. Okay. Maybe Amit? What time phenomena can you think of? Or Chanchula?
Emptiness. Emptiness of the chocolate standing there. The emptiness of the chocolate.
There's no chocolate.
The flowers being empty of chocolate.
Okay, the flower being empty of chocolate. Absence of chocolate. Absence of chocolate is permanent. So then you have to ask, it's very complicated, I don't understand it. Don't feel intimidated. Ask, how is absence of chocolate permanent? You have to ask this question. You getting it? And they will also have to think more. And you will get an idea. So this is very important. Okay, now going back to the main point. What's the main point? No, done. What's the name?
The third turning.
Third turning, yes. Now, what clarification the Buddha made? Okay, now we already have the background. Now the Buddha made the, if I were to ask you the question, of the three natures, what are they? Imputed nature, other power nature, and thorough nature. If I ask you the question, which of the three, you got a rough idea, you may not get a clear idea, it doesn't matter. Which of the three, I would ask you, if something were to exist truly, which of the three would you say truly exists? Thoroughly established nature, very good. Okay, next. Okay, the first of the three, thoroughly established nature, you will say, if something would exist truly, that should exist truly. Okay, done. Next. Of the two, remaining two, if there is something existing truly, which should be the one? Independent nature or other power of nature. Very good. So this is exactly what the Buddha taught. The clarification Buddha made is that, yes, you are right. Okay, yes, you are right. In the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, in Varanasi, when I said Four Noble Truths exist truly, I meant other power of nature and thoroughly established nature to exist truly. In the second turning wheel of Dharma, when I said nothing exists truly, I mean the imputed nature not to be existing truly. This is how the Buddha made the distinction. This is known as thorough distinguishing of the natures. Of the three natures, Buddha made the distinction that in the first turning, when I taught the Four Noble Truths exist truly, I meant thoroughly established nature and other power of nature to exist truly. In the second turning of Dharma, when I taught nothing exists truly, I meant imputed nature not to be existing truly. Oh, sorry, imputed nature, yes, not to be existing truly. So this became the main, the guiding teaching source of Bodhichitta Mahatra's philosophy. Okay, so we're done with the three turns of Dharma. Good. So, with this, now let me quickly explain the Four Noble Truths. First turn of Dharma, Four Noble Truths. Okay, so given that it's easy for us now, because that there are many seniors, it's very easy. What are the Four Noble Truths? What are the Four Noble Truths? Okay, very easy. To the suffering, to the cause of suffering, to the cessation suffering, and to the path leading to cessation suffering. Let me repeat it. Okay, those of us who are beginners, truth of the suffering, number one, to the cause of suffering, number two. Okay, these two will go together. The first two, they are the cause and effect. Cause and effect that we are suffering. This is reality. We are suffering. And this is why we are studying the Buddha's teachings. We are suffering. And these sufferings, the Buddha taught, Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. All phenomena arise from causes. So the suffering that we go through is not random phenomena. It's not a random phenomenon. It must come from its respective causes. You're getting it? It must come from respective causes. So the Buddha taught, what are the causes? Unless we, for example, like my teacher, who took the car to the mechanic, I say he banged the car with a hammer 3 times and charged $300. He charged for knowing what is the problem, where to hit. Where to hit was a problem. A problem which makes the car not move. Car not moving is a problem for my teacher. But he doesn't know why it's not moving. He doesn't know the cause. So the mechanic knows the cause and fixes the cause and the car is moving. So likewise the Buddha taught, if you don't want suffering, you have to identify the cause of suffering and remove that. Okay, now so the Buddha taught the cause of suffering, truth of the suffering and the truth of cause of suffering. So the next set, number 3 and number 4, these two go together. Number 1 and number 2 will go together. This is the number 1 and 2 is how we suffer in samsara. The suffering that we go through and the cause of the suffering in samsara. Now if you don't want to be in samsara, you have to get out of samsara. How to get out of samsara? First, if you get out of samsara, what is it like? That I will have a total freedom, which Steve? Steve said yesterday, freedom. I would have total freedom, no miseries, all the tears of painful tears from samsara will stop. I will feel the total freedom. That is what we are seeking. If you want this, you have to follow the path. Meaning, if you want the freedom is also a result of effort. That effort is known as the path to the freedom. That is number 4. Number 3 is the freedom. What exactly is freedom? Technically, it is known as the truth of the cessation of suffering. Cessation meaning stoppage. How to stop the stopping. The state of the freedom from suffering is known as the cessation of suffering. And then how to get there? Number 4. The truth of the path leading to the cessation. Okay, what is the first truth? Truth of suffering. And if you don't want the truth of suffering, what should you do? You have to identify the cause of suffering and remove it. Number 2. Now, if you're freed from the suffering, then you feel number 3. What is number 3? Freedom. Freedom, cessation. To the cessation of suffering, where all the tears of samsara stops, and you feel the total freedom. Now, no factor will bother you anymore. So, that is amazing. But how to get there? Only with effort. Without effort, it will not happen automatically. With effort. What effort is required? Whatever effort is required to take you there is known as number 4. Number 4 is truth to the path leading to the cessation. You're getting it? Okay, the 4 noble truths. And the 4 noble truths, the Buddha taught, also we have to know the technical side. Buddha taught the 4 noble truths in what is known as the 12 recitations of the 4 noble truths. 12 recitations of the 4 noble. These are the technical sides we have to remember, we have to learn. 12 recitations of the 4 noble truths. And these 12 recitations, they are broken down into 3 groups. They are grouped into 3 groups. The first set of the teaching 4 noble truths, which pertains to the identification. Let me repeat it. The first set of the teaching 4 noble truths, which pertain to the identification. The second set of the teaching 4 noble truths, which pertains to the practice associated with the 4 noble truths. Second set of the 4 recitations, which pertains to the practice associated with the 4 noble truths. Number 3, a set of 4 recitations, which pertains to the result of the practice associated with 4 noble truths. So what is the first 4? Pertains to the identification. Second 4 pertains to the practice associated with the 4 noble truths. And the third set, which pertains to the result of the practice of the 4 noble truths. Okay, so now let me quickly go through these one by one. The first, identification, that's very easy. Identification, which pertains to the identification. The Buddha taught, this is the truth of suffering, this is the truth of cause of suffering, this is the truth of the cessation of suffering, and this is the truth of the path leading to the cessation. Just identify the 4 noble truths. That's easy. The next set, what is the next set? The 4 practices. What practice should we do? Once we know the 4 noble truths, what should we do then? What practice should we do? So the Buddha taught, truth of suffering is to be identified. Truth of suffering is to be identified. Truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Truth of suffering is to be identified. Truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Truth of the cessation of suffering is to be actualized. Truth of the cessation of suffering is to be actualized. And the truth of the path leading to cessation is to be meditated upon. Let me repeat it. Truth of suffering is to be identified. Truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned. Truth of cessation of suffering is to be actualized. And the truth of the path leading to cessation is to be meditated upon. To be meditated upon. Okay. What is next? Yes, Nivita.
Can you explain those Can you explain each one? I didn't understand.
Okay, the first one and second one. A practice, associated with practice. Associated with practice, it says, truth of suffering is to be identified. Yes, what you said is very true. Okay, truth of suffering is to be identified. See, 2003, when our Lakshmaraj was crawling. Maybe this girl is also crawling. Crawling, 2003. Huh?
I don't think I was called, no.
They're not crawling. Crawling? No. Gabor, crawling? No? Okay. Gavin? Not crawling. 2003. You must be 23 now. No? Okay. So, 2003, not 2003, it was 2009. 2009, I had a pain, to the suffering of a pain. And I took it very lightly. And it continued for 3 days. And one of my relatives told me, Dad, you must have to have a checkup. That what the practice of Buddha, what the Buddha said? The truth of suffering is to be identified. You have to identify what this problem is. Truth of suffering is to be identified. For example, how many of you identified the truth of suffering? How many of you identified the suffering? Raise hands. Okay. Let me check whether you truly identified the truth of suffering. Raise hands. Those who raise hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maya?
Identified suffering?
Yes. No suffering. Make it simple. Say identify suffering. Chris? Yes. Abhinasha? Yes. Okay. There are many. Identify those people. Let me check. Okay. How many enjoy cheesecake? Raise hands. How many enjoy momos? Raise hands. Momos. Raise hands. Okay, momos suffering or happiness? Momos happiness or suffering? Cheesecake, happiness or suffering? First piece. Not the 10 piece, not the 20 piece. First piece, happiness or suffering? Chris, happiness. So if you say the first piece of cheesecake is happiness, you have not identified the suffering. You getting it? You identified a very gross suffering. Okay. And so imagine that you have learned ABC. You learn ABC and beyond that you don't learn anything. Have you learned English? What do you say? Oh, I'm educated in English. Would you say that? You just know ABC. You don't know. So to say that I know English, you should be able to at least speak English to some extent. You agree? Okay, likewise, to say that I identified the suffering, you should identify the subtlest of the suffering. Without identifying that, it doesn't suffice. You have to identify suffering. So we, generally speaking, most likely, we have not identified suffering. And let us check later on. We have to check it. Okay, for the first time, for time being, let's say, truth of suffering is to be identified. We have to identify the suffering well. So I know the pain, but I don't know exactly what that pain is. Through checkup, that pain was diagnosed as tuberculosis. That was the truth of suffering. Then truth of suffering is because of a cause. The truth of suffering is to be identified, and the truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned. So what is caused of that is the bacteria, a specific bacteria. So that is to be removed. Until you remove that, the pain of the tuberculosis will not go away. So truth of the cause of suffering is to be abandoned. If you abandon this, then you will have the freedom from the trivial process. That is, the freedom is actualized. Actualized meaning you experience the freedom. Experience the truth of the cessation. Truth of cessation is to be actualized. And how to actualize this? How to experience that? By putting effort. What effort to put? Take the antibiotics on time. That is the truth of the path. You have to practice the truth of the path in order to actualize the truth of the cessation. The truth of the path is to be meditated upon. Okay, what is next? Four results. Or the four recitations pertaining to the results associated with the practice of Four Noble Truths. Is there anybody who can say this properly? Let me say this once more. The four recitations of the Four Noble Truths pertaining to the results associated with the practice of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so with the result, the Buddha taught, although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. Let me repeat it. Although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. Although the truth of cause of suffering is to be abandoned, there's nothing to be abandoned. Although the truth of cessation is to be actualized, there's nothing to be actualized. And although the truth of the path leading to cessation is to be meditated upon, there's nothing to be meditated upon. Okay, is there anybody who likes to just repeat what I said? Anyone quick? Okay, Dr. Mona Lisa.
Although the truth of suffering is to be identified, there is nothing to be identified. Although the truth of the cause of suffering is to be abandoned, there is nothing to be abandoned.
Thank you. Third one, fourth one. Anyone else who likes to say that? Third one. Quick to say time. Anyone? Yes.
Although the truth of cessation of suffering is to be actualized, there is nothing to be actualized. Although the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering is to be meditated upon, but there is nothing to be meditated.
Very good. Okay, some of you may be confused. What does he mean by that? This is like, what is that? What's the English word? Oxymoron? Or what is that? Huh? This is like internal contradiction there. Although truth of suffering is to be identified, there's nothing to be identified. Okay, what does it mean by that? So for this needs to be explained on two levels. This needs to be explained on two levels. One on the conventional level and one on the ultimate level. Okay, so this we'll do in the next class. So meanwhile, the Nalanda studies, be ready to be bombarded with questions by others to you. Ready? Hey, Gabor, Chelsea. Chelsea pretends so like she has not do with Nalanda studies. Igor, Diana, right? Ready? Okay. You stop here. The handout, the praise to the Buddha. Oh Moni Moni Mahamonaya Swaha Moni Moni Mahamonaya Swaha Moni Moni Mahamonaya Swaha Moni Moni Mahamonaya Swaha. We get three processes together.